Today I'm making a sour cream green chili rice, perfect side dish or meal. Welcome to White Shadow Fare. Make it homemade and make it with love. You'll need 3 cups of already cooked rice. I used rice that we had left over from the night before. 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, or if you want to get fancy and use some other kind of cheese, that would be perfectly fine too. You'll need 1 4-ounce can of diced chilies. We like the hot diced chilies, and 1 cup of sour cream, 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. We make this with fresh jalapenos in the summertime, or even hot banana peppers from our garden. So to a bowl, go ahead and add that cup of sour cream and the whole can of green chilies. Once again, we use the hot variety. We like a little bit of spice, but they do sell mild chilies. Go ahead and add the 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and go ahead and blend that together. Now the great thing about cooking versus baking is you do not have to be as precise when you are making something. So if you love cumin, add a little bit more. If you don't like black pepper, don't add it. Go ahead and add 1.5 cups of your 2 cups of cheese and mix that in. Now while this is getting mixed, this is going to have kind of a spicy undertone to it with those hot chilies. So I'm going to add 1/2 cup of frozen corn, which is going to add a little bit of sweetness to the dish. This makes a great side dish, but we ate it just as a meal to itself. And really, the leftovers the next day for lunch, even better. To this, we're going to add 1/2 can of black beans that have been rinsed and drained. And I just slowly add those and mix them in. This just adds a little bit of protein to the dish. If you don't like black beans, you can use another bean or omit the beans altogether. So instead of making one of those packaged side dishes that is filled with all sorts of ingredients so that you can't even pronounce, go ahead and make something like this. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. This is a great dish to make ahead of time. Go ahead and stick it in the freezer. So make 2 of them and then you have 1 for another night. Just let it defrost overnight in your refrigerator. And now go ahead and add your 3 cups of cooked rice. I've made this with cooked brown rice, cooked jasmine rice, so any kind will work for this dish. And I just knew that I was going to be making this dish the night before, so I made extra rice, so it was already made. And I'm adding the final cup of rice here. And at first, maybe a cup of sour cream seems like a lot, but when you get it all mixed in, it really isn't that much. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Take a taste of what you've mixed in there. And then at this point, you're going to add some salt to your liking. I added about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I wanted a little bit more corn, so I added that in as well. So before you go ahead and put it into your greased 11 by 7 pan, make sure that you've tasted it, and if you want to add any more of your spices, go ahead and do that at that time. So you're just going to spread this into that pan and get it all packed down, and then we will top it with the remaining 1/2 cup of cheese. Once again, we're preheating our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and we will bake this covered for 1/2 hour, and then I like to remove the cover and leave it in for another 5 minutes to kind of brown up the cheese a little bit. And it really didn't take much time at all. Beautiful dish. It was fantastic with a side salad. I highly recommend eating this as a meal or a side dish. I think your family's really going to enjoy it. So spicy, creamy, cheesy rice. It's a winner. I hope you'll give this one a try. Thank you for joining me at White Shadow Fare.